streaming. So, pop out chat. There we are. Oh yeah, I'm missing a monitor. Let's close that. Put that there. Get rid of you. All this goes up here. Oh, and the title's totally wrong, of course. Editing. What are we editing? Are you now? Or are you now? ... Easy peasy. Oh, I'm not going to get rid of you, K-Joe. How you doing? So that goes there. I'm just arranging the screen for however much editing we're going to get done tonight. I have had technical difficulties out the wazoo past couple of days, but working continuously. You win some, you lose some. Okay. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? Dexter, Christopher, hello. Mr. Boris. How's the audio? Everything sound okay? Do I sound sexy? That's inappropriate. Sound good, I guess. We'll just go with good. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna close this. Just getting arranged here. Oh, and we really don't need my noggin to be that big. On screen. Let's... Whoa! What happened to my face? Probably should have used some beard oil this morning. Thankfully, I'm not going to be in public in front of any people. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so we are working on Are You Now, or Have You Ever Been? Oh, Empire. It's 3 in the morning, not emotionally prepared to decide if you sound sexy or not. I don't know that anyone is ever prepared for that, so don't worry about it. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Greyfons. Rochelle. How are you, Ian? Elin. I can't even pronounce my name. How are you, Ian? How are you feeling about the script recording? Are You Now? Are You Now is recorded. So what happened was my interface died. I use a headset mic normally that I really like because it's hard to go... hard to get those plosives. Plosives, that's a plosive. And anyway, the interface died. The interface supplies power to the... What the hell am I doing? Angel intro. This goes here. Common assets. Guides. There we go. The interface supplied phantom power to the microphone. So I went and replaced the interface, and then today when I was ready to record, I discovered that the guy that sold me the thing, the interface, told me it was phantom power, and it kind of is, but it gets all its power off USB, which is not enough power to power my favorite microphone. So I switched back to this video, for this video, to this one. So it'll be interesting to hear the... What the hell am I doing? Duplicate. Jeez. I can do one thing at a time very well. Ask me to do 2 things at a time, and everything goes to shit. Okay, 201, this is... Are You Now? Or Have You Ever Been? And let's go and get some B-roll, shall we? Hi, Sarah. How you doing? Music and sound effects. Edit drive. Channel folders. Angel. Are You Now? B-roll. Rubble without a cause. That's Pompeii. The Big Sleep. 1946. And then we're going to use Trumbo. 2015. Bring that in with the voice over. We'll be ready to go. Sorry. I missed a couple of... Hello, Beach Girl. Maybe it's appropriate for a flashback episode. Maybe. Have you worked with a mixer? And if so, which is better, interface or mixer? I have not worked with a mixer. I just used an interface. Had some dials on it. Does that count? But yeah, my very German mixer is kaputt. Or interface, rather. And this other one doesn't have enough power. This mic sounds okay. This is actually the old mic. I haven't used this since season 3, someplace in the middle. But yeah. Very beginning of the yes, this is a wonderful episode. Very complicated. Script took me quite a while to edit, and I've been working dutifully at it all week. Took me quite a while to write, rather. Okay. So, wait, why didn't the VO come in? I mean, that's the old one. That's fine. How are we looking up there? We're looking fine. Yeah. Oh, yes. Passion of the Nerd mug. And mugging. Having a little coffee after 7 p.m. That should help me sleep. And voiceover. There we go. Are you now? Or have you ever been? Why is the voiceover not coming in? It has been the week of technical difficulties. Take good care of your gear. It appears all the voiceover saved someplace else. Peachy. Audition. Is there a question mark in the episode title? No, because it's abbreviated? Truncated? Open. Okay, so if I say new... Oh, you guys can't see this. So I recorded the voiceover earlier, and apparently saved it in the wrong spot. So we're in Adobe Audition, trying to figure out where I put it. Howdy. And now save, and it should default to the previous. Angel 202, are you now? G drive. Oh, I think I know what's going on. No, I'd been having a lot of trouble with slow edits and Premiere freezing quite a bit. And I think it was due to, I was using a striped set of solid-state drives. So I just put in a 6 terabyte 7200 RPM drive, but I have not managed to do my file reorg just yet. VO, there's all the VO. So for the time being, this is PC edit drive. So yeah, okay, this needs to be over here. Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of the Communist Party? Is the full quote. Hey man, hope you're doing well. Can't wait for the next episode. Thank you. Working on it now. The phrase most boringest live stream implies that there has never before been a more boring live stream. Does that mean each subsequent live stream is more boring than all those that came before? I don't know. Does Angel use the bag of money to buy the hotel at the end? Unclear. They don't show it on screen, and Tim Minear says in the... Aravis the Tarkina. This is my favorite episode of Angel. I can't stay long, but here's some unsolicited encouragement. Your videos are just getting better and better, and thanks for being awesome. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Cheers. I'm intermittent fasting, so no wine, unfortunately. This is just coffee. Did Angel take the bag of money at the end to buy the hotel? I actually tend to think he did, and since they didn't show it on screen, it's ours to do with as we please. But Tim Minear says in the DVD commentary for the episode that that's a question that comes up a fair amount, and he likes to think that Angel took it back, because that's the heroic thing to do. During the Mutant Enemy Writers Reunion podcast, hosted by Nerdist.com, key events this season, and shows facets of Angel we have yet to see. And I think for the first time in his story, didn't do that on purpose. During the Mutant Enemy Writers Reunion podcast, Tarkina is a colorman title from the Arabian lands south of Narnia. That is not one I would know, but good on you. Is there any chance Buffy and Angel could be coming to Disney Plus? Maybe. We are a passionate community, but I don't know that we would drive the kind of views that they're looking to get with that service right off the bat. But I could see it being kind of a backfill sort of thing. But the other thing is, hold the phone. Oh, yeah, so now we turn off display capture. There we go, now we're back on screen. But who knows how long their contract is with Hulu. Okay, so let's take a look. Angel intro sequence. Hey, look, it's this little thing we can now drop in. And then I double click on this and say edit original. And this, what did I do? I don't need the letterbox. Can I have the text? Wait. Episode name. Just double click. Yeah. So, let us be exact. Angel Season Dose. Are you now, or have you ever been? Are you now, or have... Oh, this is the first. You ever been? Or have you ever been? So... do we want to do that, or do we want to shrink it? If we shrink it, it's going to be real small. Library's character. Am I at... display settings. I'm still at 1080p. That's why this looks weird to me. Rhymes. Oh, there we go. So, are you now? Or have you... Are you now, or have you ever been? No, that looks weird. Okay, we're shrinking. Boop. No, we want to shrink all sides simultaneously. Are you now, or have you ever been? There we go. I thought you already did your video on Real Me, or are you working on the review for... Angel Season 2, Episode 2. I forgot to change the title of the stream before I launched it. So, anyone who looks at an email or a notification is going to have the wrong title. I'm not going to stream too long today either. I've been working all day and am sleepy. But I definitely want this video to be finished tomorrow. Are you now? Or have you ever been? Beautiful. Render. A member of the Communist Party. That's one of the fun things about not having the headset mic on, is I can do things like this. Wore a Buffy shirt today, and this lady asks me, "What's that from? Your T-shirt?" And I say Buffy, and she says, "I love Buffy." Excellent. All right. There's one I want to add. What was the one that I wanted to add? Take them all. That's what I want to add. I know the episode title is referencing, but I don't understand how the reference is relevant to the episode.
Agreed.
I actually explained that in the video. So, or Boris can just steal my fun. Steal my fun. Season 2. Take them all. Oh, we could use his laugh. That's a good one. A good idea.
Really use your help. What do you say?
Take them all.
We'll go earlier. No, the music's too loud there. You thought you'd made a friend. Newsflash, you had.
Don't you? They feed me the worst, and I gotta serve it right back to them. And the fear and prejudice turns to certainty and hate, and I take another bite and What a beautiful, beautiful dance. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm stuffed. God, I love people. Don't you?
That'll do.
You?
Alright, so that needs a little bit of a fade. Alright, so let's see.
The greater scheme, the big picture. Nothing to do matters. Forever. There's no grand plan, no big win.
There's a lot worse things on this that doesn't work in spite of you.
Nothing to do matters.
Works with us.
Why is it that I'm not on the floor this time?
Take what matters is what we do.
Okay.
The greater scheme, the big picture. Nothing to do matters. Forever. There's no grand plan, no big.
Let's mess around a little bit here. What if we slow his laugh down just a little bit? Come on. What am I doing wrong? Rate stretch tool, that should be correct. There we go.
There's no grand plan, no big win.
Ooh, I like it. Hey, Daniel.
greater scheme, the big picture.
Crash.
Nothing to do matters. There's no grand plan, no big win.
There's a lot worse things out there. 17.
Let's turn up gun.
There's a lot worse things out there. 17's American spite of you.
Nothing we do matters.
Works with us.
Why is it that I'm not on the floor this time?
Take what matters is what we do.
Turn up my headset slightly. Let's give that a little transition.
The greater scheme, the big picture. Nothing to do matters. There's no grand plan, no big win.
Let's remove this because you can't even really hear it anyway.
The greater scheme, the big picture. Nothing to do matters.
There's a lot worse things out there. 17's American spite of you.
So let's bring gun in a little earlier.
There's a lot worse things out there. 17's American spite of you.
Nothing we do matters.
Works with us.
Why is it that I'm not on the floor this time?
Take what matters is what we do.
I like it. Price. Wesley Wyndham Price. Okay. Who is my favorite character? Yes. Oh, yeah. Guides in. So, what is the raw time? Once we go and grab the outro. Copy. I feel like this one's gonna be, yeah, a little on the longer side. Oh, and I need one more thing. Edit drive. Lisa needs braces. Channel folders. Me. Are you now? B-roll. Save. And let's go. B-roll. Here it is. Bring in that one. Mr. Murrow.
Necessary to investigate before legislating of the senator's techniques. Twice, he said the American Civil Liberties Union was listed as a subversive front. The Attorney General's list does not and has never listed the ACLU as subversive, nor does the FBI or any other federal government agency. And the American Civil Liberties Union holds in its files letters of commendation from President Truman, President Eisenhower, and General MacArthur. Now let us try to bring the McCarthy story a little more up to date. 2 years ago, Senator Benton of Connecticut accused McCarthy of apparent perjury, unethical practice, and perpetrating a hoax on the Senate. McCarthy sued for $2 million. Last week, he dropped the case, saying no one could be found.
Joseph Welch? If we're looking at the same guy, that's Edward R. Murrow. And yes, I've seen Good Night and Good Luck. Wonderful movie.
Senator McCarthy says he's going to get a lawyer.
I wish that actor got more work.
To reply to Adlai Stevenson's speech. Earlier, the senator asked, upon what meat does this our Caesar feed? Had he looked 3 lines earlier in Shakespeare's Caesar, he would have found this line, which is not altogether inappropriate. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. No one familiar with the history of his country can deny that congressional committees are useful, it is necessary to investigate before legislating. But the line between investigating and persecuting is a very fine one, and the junior senator from Wisconsin has stepped over it repeatedly. His primary achievement has been in confusing the public mind as between the internal and the external threats of communism. We must not confuse confuse dissent with disloyalty. We must remember always that accusation is not proof, and that conviction depends upon evidence and due process of law. We will not walk in fear one of another. We will not be driven by fear into an age of unreason. If we dig deep in our history and our doctrine, and remember that we are not descended from fearful men, not from men who feared to write, to speak, to associate, and to defend causes that were for the moment unpopular. This is no time. This is no time for men who oppose Senator McCarthy's methods to keep silent, or for those who approve. We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot.
That's it.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. As deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. As a nation, we have come into our full inheritance at a tender age. We proclaim ourselves, as indeed we are, the defenders of freedom wherever it continues to exist in the world. But we cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home in the world. But we cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home. The actions of the junior senator from Wisconsin, freedom abroad by deserting it at home. The actions of the junior senator from Wisconsin have caused alarm and dismay amongst our allies abroad and given considerable comfort to our enemies. And whose fault? To our enemies. And whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it, and rather successfully. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves.
Okie dokie. Edit clip in Adobe Audition. 1, 2.
Walk in fear one of another. We will not be driven of another. In fear one of another. We will not be driven by fear into an age of unreason. We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. We cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home. And whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it, and rather successfully. Cassius was right. The fault, dear, is that. And whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it, and rather successfully.
Trim, trim, trim. So, outro should be about 20 seconds. What do we have here so far? More than that.
We will not walk in fear one of another. We will not be driven by fear into an age of unreason. We can deny our walk in fear one of another. We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result.
Cassius was right.
Walk in fear one of another. We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. We cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home. And whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear, he merely exploited it. Cassius was right. Not walk in fear one of another. We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape. He exploited it.
It's kind of sacrilege to chop up this speech, but
whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear, he merely exploited it. We will not walk in fear one of another. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus.
I just know the speech too well. That sounds weird. Removing stuff is fine, but
there's no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his another. We can deny.
Okay, so let's try it without that. Just use these.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to...
Anyone else getting a black screen? Checking the stream. Stream looks fine. Oh, there's no... I'm just listening to audio right now. Sorry, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, if you're talking about the top right corner.
Can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities.
This is, yeah, I'm using, hi, Lonnie. I didn't see you come in. Wait! It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Oh, because I pulled the drive. Sorry, Lonnie. I guess I won't take away your bucket. But I see chat, but no Ian. I'm here. Yeah. So the outro for this video is going to be Edward R. Murrow set to a montage of Angel.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic.
Green, she asked me to make that her clip. It's not my fault. See, Lonnie, I told you people I would get in trouble.
Our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. And whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear, he merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves.
I love the way he says that.
Walk in fear.
So, alright, well, we should actually get cutting the whole thing. How many seconds are we at? So, we're not actually using the outro song this one. This is... that's 20 seconds on the button. So, I'm gonna remove that. Close that. Actually, what we can do is have the clips playing beforehand.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but
We can deny our heritage and our history. That is the prodigal. We can...
we can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result.
Actually, what about Drusilla? In Innocence. There is... Or no, that's in Surprise. Surprise. Responsibility for the result is... Isn't there a shot of her coming down the stairs? I'm getting my episodes turned around. I think I'm thinking of becoming part 1. We can deny ourselves and our history. And there's a beautiful shot of her. That's the one. That's the one. Pick. So let's see how that works instead.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no...
Huh. That's weird, but I kind of like it.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. And whose fault is that? Not really his.
It's not working. I've got to think about it. Okay, let's just do a little bit of normal editing. There's something to it, and I'll figure it out. Either I need to stick completely to... Oh, and whose fault is that? Not really his. Angelus.
Result. There is no way for a citizen of a for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. Responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. And whose fault is that?
Not really his. So if we're thinking about template model of vampirism. I'm a vampire. Whose fault is that? Not really his. I can think of a couple commenters this one's gonna piss off. Good. Not really his. No.
Jesus Christ!
Not really his.
To abdicate his responsibilities. And whose fault is that? Not really his. Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear.
He didn't create this situation of fear. So maybe him actually getting bit in the opening. Or this might do. Ms. Darla.
Not really his. He didn't create. Really his. He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it.
Merely exploited it. We can stay old-timey. Let's go with amends. Alright, to keep you from harm, to while away the dull hours. There we go. Be of good cheer. It's Christmas. They merely exploited it.
Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault did it.
Cassius was right. So what if Buffy is Cassius? I mean, I'm reaching. Of course I'm reaching. I'm not reaching. You're reaching. Strong is...
Hard.
There we go. I think your accent might be better than David's. Thank you? Cassius was right.
He merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus. He exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars.
Is not in our stars. Prodigal. Does he see the moon in this? The moon? Does he look up at the moon? It's not in our stars. Alright, let's go back to... I was never in your way, boy. There it is.
I wished for a man. Instead, God gave me you, a terrible disappointment.
Disappointment.
Terrible
More deepest I
disappointment.
couldn't have asked for. My whole life, you told me in word, in glance, what it is you've required of me, and I've lived down to your every expectation. Now, haven't I?
That's madness.
No, the madness is that I couldn't fell enough for you. But we'll fix that now, won't we?
I fear for you, lad.
And is that the only thing you can find in your heart for me now, Father?
God, I love this scene.
Who'll take you in? Who? No one.
I'll not lack for a place to sleep. I can tell you that. Out of my way.
But in ourselves.
Was never in your way.
Boy. But in ourselves. I kind of like it.
Merely exploited it. Cassius was right.
Are you going to watch Star Trek Picard? They seem to be pulling out the stops to endear themselves to classic fans with, well, what's weird is they made Nemesis canon officially, and it had all the lens flares, and there was a back kick. There were no back kicks in, or spin kicks in Next Generation, so I'll probably wait. I still haven't watched Discovery. I have all the nostalgia in the world for Next Generation, but you know, some of the Next Generation movies already kind of were showing the... I mean, Nemesis was just not good, so it's not a pristine thing that they're bringing back.
Question of fear, he merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. Ours, but in ourselves.
Man, does this feel like cheating? I can certainly take, you know, Branagh doing To Be or Not to Be in sequence clips of this over the top of it. But whatever. It's my channel. I'm going to cheat.
He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus,
Is not in our stars. Cassius was right. Is the fault, dear reader, is not in our stars.
he didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars.
It's so weird. I love it. All right.
He didn't create this situation of fear. He merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves.
It's not the Kilman. It's not the. Why not? Why not? Huh? I don't see why not. Season 3. Amends.
It's hard. It hurt.
I'm weak. You told me to lose. You told me to lose my soul in you and become a monster again.
I know what it told you. What does it matter?
Because I wanted to. Because I want you so badly. I want to take comfort in you. And I know it'll cost me my soul. And a part of me doesn't care. I'm weak. I've never been anything else. It's not.
There it is.
It's not the demon in me that needs killing, Buffy. It's the man.
Oh, I don't want the video clip. I want the audio. But in ourselves.
It's not the demon in me that needs killing, Buffy. It's the man.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. Nemesis to me felt like a movie that was written by people who hadn't seen the show.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. And whose fault is that? Not really his.
And whose fault is that? I like Insurrection. Insurrection, I think, of all the movies, feels the most like an episode of Next Generation. Where's him with his hands over his face?
Forever a
Stop it!
And whose fault is that?
And whose fault is that? Not really his.
It's so weird. How long am I planning to edit tonight? I don't know, until I get sleepy. I might have another cup of coffee, but 10 o'clock cups of coffee feels a little weird. Is redeemed.
We can deny our heritage and our history, but we cannot escape responsibility for the result. There is no way for a citizen of a republic to abdicate his responsibilities. And whose fault is that? Not really his. He didn't create this situation of fear, he merely exploited it. Cassius was right. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves.
It's not the demon in me that needs killing, Buffy.
Here's the man. Okay. That is weird and goofy, and I like it. So, shall we? Man, I gotta get the buttons working again. Note to self, tomorrow or Saturday I get the buttons working again. I've got all these buttons and they don't do anything. During the Mutant Enemy Writers Reunion podcast... Like it too? Nice. So, Gur Arg.
Grr, arg.
Do you remember the first time you watched this episode? What was your first impression? This one was cool, but a little dry for me the first time through. Angel still... I mean, Angel took a long time to click for me personally. Especially the first two seasons, because there are growing pains associated with... Sorry, hold on. During the Mutant Enemy Writers Reunion podcast, There are growing pains for any show in its first season or two. And at the time that I watched it, I was completely caught up in and addicted to Buffy. And Season 4 of Buffy, suddenly things get saturated and colorful and funny and, the arc aside, obviously, of Season 4. And Season 1 of Angel is very desaturated and dark and dour. During the Mutant Enemy Writers Reunion podcast hosted by Nerdist.com, Dave... And so, for my first time through Angel, hot swapping was a terrible idea. And it kind of broke the show for me a little while. Angel didn't really click for me until I watched it without watching Buffy. And now I can hot swap just fine, because, my palate has been properly calibrated. During the Mutant Enemy podcast, there's just not really a good image for this. Maybe...
It's got me higher than a car.
Hosted by Nerdist.com. He looks nerdisty. Anyway, so, and especially this episode, I think it's a wonderful episode, but in terms of flashback episodes, most flashback episodes sort of... During the Mutant Enemy Writers Reunion podcast, hosted by Nerdist.com. Sure. Most flashback episodes use their story to sort of inform the rest of the... David Greenwalt listed the Tim Minear episode, Are You Now or Have You Ever Been? We'll get the writer's credit for that one. There it is. It's so funny how much this episode encapsulates everything I think is good and everything I don't like about the front half of Angel Season 2. And one of the things I don't like about this episode is Cordy, Wes, and Gunn kind of disappear. And then, in spoiler alert to anyone who has not seen the rest of this season, once Angel fires them, they are very aimless without him and don't get a lot of screen time. Sometimes there's only 2 scenes that they're in for certain episodes. And Angel... Broody Grumpy Angel is not that interesting to watch. Sometimes the stories carry it anyway, and sometimes they don't. So, and that's true of this episode as well. During the Mutant Enemy Writers Reunion podcast, hosted by Nerdist.com, David Greenwalt listed the Tim Minear episode, Are You Now or Have You Ever Been?, as the turning point for them really figuring out and understanding the show. Of course you do, Boris.
Angel.
Payoff's great.
You know,
But boy, is there a lot of time taken to get there. And I actually feel that way about this episode. I love the payoff of this episode. Yeah, I'm not saying there's not good stuff in Season 2, just like I'm not saying that there isn't good stuff in this episode. This is a wonderful episode. But the reasons why I watch this show are kind of missing in this episode and are sort of missing in the front half of Season 2. So there you go. Now I'm done talking at you. Get rid of that. Broody Angel works when in contrast with others, not so much on his own. That pretty much sums it up. Hey, did everyone just see that guy turn to dust? point for them really figuring out and understanding the show. It's interesting that in the same way that Firefly's tumultuous life on TV this should not be in there. I need to... Must be more organized. Good night and good luck. I guess we can put this in B-roll. Just get it out of the way. There we go. It's interesting that in the same way that Firefly... I wish that shot wasn't corrupted. Ending the show. It's interesting that in the same way that Firefly's tumultuous life on TV... Tumultuous life on TV... reflected. That's an awkward audio edit. Reflected some of it. Oh, for heaven's sake. Yeah, we get to do a Firefly episode next. Show. It's interesting that in the same way that Firefly's tumultuous life on TV reflected some of its internal themes, the writers having to work to find the voice of this show about a vampire with of its internal themes, the writers having to work to find the voice of this show about a vampire with a soul seeking redemption feels oddly fitting. Are you oddly fitting? Vampire with a soul-seeking redemption feels oddly fitting. Are You Now takes place during the paranoia-laden American 1950s. Yeah, there's probably a better shot. What about the Griffith? I don't know. For those who missed that, that was... Angel Without a Cause. Oh!
World ends in 10 minutes.
Wow. That's going to need an audio pickup. Soul-seeking redemption. I mean, I knew that's that specific shot in the Griffith sequence and all of that is supposed to be homage to Rebel Without a Cause, but saying Angel Without a Cause made me go, oh, okay. Soul-seeking redemption feels oddly fitting. Are You Now takes place during the paranoia-laden American 1950s. It's brilliant in its construction. Brilliant in its construction. I could see James Marsters having a little, that'll do. James Edina kind of thing. Isn't Angel Without a Cause a demon? No, that's Angel Without a Soul. There are many people with souls who also don't have a cause. 1950s. It's brilliant in its construction, foreshadows a number of key events this season. Take 'em all.
Of all.
Arguably, Ford didn't have a cause. And shows facets of Angel we have yet to see. Oh, that's interesting, Bad Wolf. I don't know a lot about theology. Events this season and shows facets of Angel we have yet to see. And I think for the first time in his story, man, that B-roll. As long as you don't take it too seriously and basically treat it like any other myth system, Christian lore is fascinating. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a gap in...
Thought if I had you trace the events, we could track it and find out where it went.
I mean, it's something so highly influential on literature that it's from... For anyone doing something similar, it would be a good familiarity to have. Fire with a Soul-seeking redemption feels oddly fitting. Are You Now takes place during the paranoia-laden American 1950s. It's brilliant in its construction, foreshadows a number of key events this season, and shows facets of Angel we have yet to see. And I think for the first time in his story, he begins to clarify an important question. Distinction. Good night, beach girl.
We were gonna get married, and they found out about me at the bank, and...
Oh, Judy. Judy. Mwah. In his story, begins to clarify an important question. What is the line between...
Of course.
between redemption and forgiveness.
The greater scheme, the big picture. Nothing to do with
There's a lot worse things out there than 17 doesn't work in spite of you.
Nothing to do
Works with us.
Why is it that I'm not on the floor this time?
Take what matters is what we do.
Angel is showing... Needs work. Save. What time is it? Yeah, we'll go a little bit longer. Save. The new season 2 intro. Yeah, we'll go another 20 minutes, maybe. Angel is... Let's go to 1:30. The summary is always the pits to edit, so that works. Unlink. This
is what we do.
Angel is showing Wes and Cordelia photos of the Hyperion. Angel is showing Wes and Cordelia photos of the Hyperion. Nah. Wide shot, please. And we'll just use the opening shot.
The Hyperion Hotel. It appears to be abandoned.
68 rooms, 68 vacancies.
California, Hispanic.
Angel is showing Wes and Cordelia. Angel is showing Wes and Cordelia photos of the Hyperion, the mothballed hotel. Oh, I need the script open. Scroll. Actually, my friends, I think I'm going to stop there. Been working for about 12 hours. I think that's sufficient with a dinner break, of course. So, it's a good start, and tomorrow is, everything's set up, so tomorrow is just grind her out and get it done. But we have some fun stuff in here that I am happy with. The intro and conclusion and all of that stuff. So, yes, there will be a stream tomorrow. I'm going to get up, make some coffee, sit down, and turn the stream on. So, I don't know, probably about 9 or 10 my time. Thank you, Lonnie. So, anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Having everyone hanging out and watching helps me stay focused and get stuff done, which is a very good thing. So, I will see you tomorrow if you're around. Sleep well.